Hey, folks, good morning. Happy Sunday morning. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Whether you are I don't like to do all the redefinitions of mothers. I'm a mother because I have 6 baby goats outside. Oh, BS. You're a mom if you gave birth to a child. That's what we're celebrating on Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to moms, to grandmas, to my own wife, Raini, for being a mom. You can never celebrate me as a dad being a mom, even though there was a time in my life, a period in my life where I played both mom and dad as a sole custodial dad to 3 kids, but I was never a mom. I was always a dad. So happy Mother's Day. If you want to celebrate a man being a mom to his kids, wait till Father's Day and celebrate the fact that he's a father. So this is all about Mom's Day, not men, women, women who have vaginas, women who give birth, women who have ovaries and eggs and create children and raise them. Now, you can mother children and not be a good mom. You can also, just like dads, you can father children and be a shitty dad, or an absentee dad. There are even absentee moms. It happens. And so this is all about honoring moms and Mother's Day. So all of you who are moms out there, welcome to the show today. Sure glad you're here. I'm seeing some of you in the chat room. Steph is here. Happy Mother's Day, Steph. Roger Rabbit came in very early and said happy Mother's Day to all the intrepid mamas out there. So happy Mother's Day. You can hear my screaming children in the background. And I'm going to give a little homage to my wife. Even though my wife is a hard person to live with, she's irritating. She's all the things that any individual can be, just like dads. She is an amazing mom. She not only gave birth to them, she wears herself to a nub working for these kids, doing things for them, and being a mom, not just being a mom in name only and title only, but a mom who does all these things for her kids and exhausts herself in the effort. It's like Teddy Roosevelt said, who exhausts them. He talks about, and it's not the critic who counts, not the one who points out how the strong ones stumbled or the doer of the deeds could have done them better, but the one who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who tries valiantly, who errs time and again while checkered with successes, who wearies himself down, wears himself out, exhausts himself in doing good. I'm paraphrasing that last part because I can't remember how the exact line went because I went out of order. But there you go. This is moms. This is what moms do. This is what my wife does. She's sometimes so exhausted she has no time to be a wife. She has only time to be a mom. And that's just the way it is, apparently, in life. Moms get worn down because they're doing all the upbringing. Dads get worn down for other reasons because they're out trying to work. They're out trying to keep the roof over the head. They're out trying, and we're talking traditional kind of families here. Traditional being the word that maybe we should avoid a little bit, but you know what I mean. The way parenting always seems to have been done down through the ages until, the recent last few decades where we've tried to redefine everything. And so welcome to all you mothers out there, and welcome to all you dads out there. We'll have a day for you too. And Matt Finn, good to see you. The video quality is garbage. I don't know why. We're broadcasting on my internet. It might be because I'm going wireless instead of being plugged in. I am curious about that. Let me see if I'm actually, guys. Because right now I'm wireless. I want to see what my Wi-Fi is doing. Hang on. Let's just do that while we're here. Bluetooth, Ethernet, not connected, it says. So my Ethernet, while we used to be hanging in the door. Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. I'm going to see if my Ethernet cable is up and running. Hang on. Ethernet cable is there, coming down to here, wrapped around there, all the way over here, and is it plugged in? There's a big question. As I knock lights over, trying to untangle things. You all can hear me, I think, just a little bit, even though, no, it's unplugged, so let me get it plugged in. I can't because my adapter has been removed. So I'm not quite sure how to plug this in without that adapter. So the adapter has been removed at somewhere along the way. No, it hasn't. I see it. There it is. There's actually a plug-in that was hiding. Now, let's see if we get Ethernet. That might improve our quality a little bit. Let's see. Ethernet is on. I'm going to switch to Ethernet and hopefully not lose our connectivity. Boom. Now, hopefully, that's working now. It had a transfer from wireless to plugged in and didn't want to grab on right away. Can everybody see me all right? Does the video look a little better? Hopefully so. There's a little bit of a delay, so it might take a second for you to see. And hopefully, there you go. Hopefully that video connection's a little stronger now. Because we are now hardwired as opposed to being looked like Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy. That's the thing on StreamYards. It won't kick you off. If it gets interrupted. There you go, Field Guy. Thanks. So, yeah, we just switched the internet over from wireless to hardwired. And it's all hooked up. It just had to flip a button. So maybe marginally, but it's worth it. Okay, yeah, it could just be our shitty internet out here in the country. At least it's not like the internet in the camper. So down in the makeshift studio in Louisiana. So let's see. Steph says, Doug, my boobies need a Mother's Day massage. Well, there you go. Do you charge for that, Steph? Doug will pay. So happy Mother's Day is where we were at, and we were talking about this. And there's something that I posted on my Facebook this morning. Doug overthrew the makeshift trailer. Yes, he stormed the trailer. And that's where he's getting all his miles on, by the way. Hey, Romeldian, good to see you. Field Guy, good to see you. Steph, good to see you. Master Finn, good to see you. I'm sorry, it's only marginally better. I'm looking at my monitor, and it's crystal clear. But that's all on this end, of course. It just could be the way our internet's working or who's using the internet and what all is draining the internet out here. We're in the country, so we don't have that nice 200 megabyte service. We've got like 24 megabyte service out here, which used to sound really good until they started getting 100 up to 200 megabyte. And that's because all the cable companies and the internet companies have monopolies on the small towns. The small town has to vote in who they're going to use. And so they've got Frontier out here. We've also got one other one called Northwest Cable out here. But there you go. My neighbors are stealing my internet, only if they have my password. I think who's stealing it would be my children on several different devices and also the TV. So the TV takes the internet. So let me take a sip. So today, Mother's Day, started with yesterday here in New Richmond was a garage sales, a citywide garage sale day. And there was a garage sale or two or three on every corner. There were signs. And so Rainey and I went out, Sam and I went out a little bit the day before, then Rainey and I, then we went out again yesterday and picked up some stuff. But one of our neighbors across the street was selling his furniture off. He just sold his house and wanted to just liquidate his stuff. And he had a really nice sofa love seat set, kind of that deep olive green color. And it had the ottoman with the long cushions. So it was almost like a chaise lounge that goes with it. And he said, give me $100. You can have the set. Plus, I'll give you the two end tables and the matching coffee table and the two lamps on either side. And I said, sold. And we just had to walk them over from across the street. And so since it was Mother's Day, I didn't want Rainey to have to do any of that lifting on Mother's Day. So he and I, at about 8 o'clock this morning, we went ahead and walked all that stuff over. And then Rainey came down and we had to get the old sofas out. And we had, mind you, we had a really nice sofa set 3 years ago. That sofa set was about the same color, deep olive green. I think I may have mentioned this. We paid about $3,000 for that set. It was a big, long sofa, it was longer than a love seat, but it had a middle section between that was at a diagonal. So your sofas came this way and then diagonal into the corner. And that was utterly destroyed by my children. And so it was repairable. We could stitch it up and do stuff like that where it was ripped because the back cushions were attached to the back. So the kids would always flop over the top and I'd say, don't do that. But they'd flop over the top and it would rip out the seams. And so that could be repaired. But then remember when I went for about 4 or 5 months, 3 years ago, I went out to Wyoming and then Utah working. And we put a bunch of stuff in storage, the sofas being it. And then Rainey had to move into this place we're in now. They kept moving the date out. So by the time I had to be out working, I couldn't be here to help move. And we'd put things in storage. And by the time she went a month later to get the sofa out of storage, guess what? The humidity had ruined it. It was all full of mold. And so we ended up throwing that thing out. And so we get little makeshift sofas for a while in the living room, and none of them matched. And one of them looked like, your great grandma's old sofa, with the stripes and the flowery patterns and kind of overall kind of cream colored. And I was like, just ugly, but workable. And then we got another one that was kind of this tweed looking light tan and browns with the wood, the ornate wood, coming up the front of the arms of the chairs and the big cushions. And that was fine too. Neither of them matched, but we had them in the living room. And so you walked into our living room. We had guests over. It looked like, hey, come and sit on our mismatched furniture. And it just looked like a youth group room furniture. And so we finally pulled those out now. We put them on the corner and put free signs on them. I doubt they'll go. So tomorrow I'll probably be hauling those to the dump. And but we've got the new ones in now. We brought them in, got them all set up. Tried not to make Rainey do any work on it, but she did. She vacuumed and, helped walk the thing through the sliding glass door. I had to spin off. Just at 9 o'clock, I was spinning on the last leg of the love seat and dropped it into place and said, I'm going to go do radio now. So that's what we did early this morning. And Rainey was like, that's not what I want to be doing on Mother's Day. But we didn't have any plans because I'm home earlier than I was supposed to. And Rainey already had plans to go to her mom's for Mother's Day, and it's her brother's birthday. So she was going to go do that. And then last night finds out, well, it's not being held at her mom's, it's being held down at her brother's. Her mom's is 45 minutes from here. Her brother's is like 2 hours from here, down in Jordan, Minnesota, if you know the lay of the land. And so then she was like, I don't think I'm going to go. So I thought, well, cool. Maybe we'll all go for a walk out in the woods today. It's a gorgeous day out here today. And now I think she's still going to go down to Jordan. So she's got 4 hours of driving ahead of her today, either way.
An hour and 16.
Hour and 16? I thought it's an hour and 15 to the festival from here, and Jordan's like 30 miles south of the festival. So, oh well. Rainey says it's an hour and 16. So there you go. So she's got a couple of hours of driving ahead of her. She's going to be in here sooner or later. She might just make an appearance because she's trying to get ready to go and all of that stuff. And so I mentioned this and then quickly drifted off into something else. Hey, Kenny LaFavor, good to see you. And Sean Bowden, good to see you, brother. Glad you're here. Doug Stack, love having you here as always, brother. Miss you already. We only saw you twice when we were down there, but I miss being close enough to say, hey, let's get together. And Scott Allen is here. Rameldian is here. Matt Finn is here. Master Finn. I'm going to see if I missed anybody. I know we had Steph. Lucky Stone is here. Yeah, I was frozen for a minute. That's your comment I'm seeing, Lucky. We were frozen because we were switching the internet over from wireless to hardwired. And hopefully that's helping us. And if I missed you over there in the chat room, sorry. And so that's what I did this morning. Moved furniture, got it all in. We walked it down the street. So I took rather than carry it, I said, you know what? I'm going to get my two-wheeler. We got the two-wheeler, and we put the bottom of the sofa up against the two-wheeler and just rolled it down the street. And, we're on one corner. He's on the corner across the street from us, but it felt like a 5-block walk. So we went out to the street, rolled it all the way to the back of our place and up through the sloped yard. We carried it up through there and set it on the back patio. And I said, let's just leave it all here. I'll get to this later. And so now it's all inside. And so there it is. Doug says, oh, I miss getting away to Lake Charles too. Yeah. Hey, you could have gone down and seen President Biden speaking in Lake Charles. You notice President Biden waited until I was gone before he made his appearance in Lake Charles. So, did you see the pictures of the people lined up along the streets to greet Joe Biden? Doug, did you post that picture of that vacant street showing the buildings in the background and everything? He didn't have much of a reception down there. So, yeah, field guy, Lake Charles is right on the way to Texas. So, President who? Doug Stack said. He did and said nothing, said field guy. So, listen, something I posted on my Facebook this morning, and I want to read this because we kind of talked about this, about moms. We're talking about characters of moms. This isn't a Mother's Day post. It's a post about character. And it's really a post about conservatism versus liberalism and right versus left and so on. And I want to see what you think of this. There's a major difference between the right and the left in this country. And it's the way each seeks to improve society. Now, conservatives tend to believe that the way to better a society is almost always through the moral improvement of the individual. It's the character and the moral integrity of an individual. Now, I'm not talking about people being moral paragons of virtue. I'm talking about people who pursue bettering their character. So it's the improvement of the individual. And by each person doing his battle with his or her own weaknesses and flaws. That's fighting our greatest enemies, ourselves. That's kind of a conservative belief, that you improve society by improving self, by improving the moral quality of your character. Not attaining moral perfection, working on always improving your character because it boils up from the bottom. Character instills being a better family member, better parent, a better child, instills being a better part of your community, makes you then a better part of your civic community, a better part of somebody who might run for office, a better part of somebody who might become a judge or a senator, or go into business or own a business. You start with character at a childhood level and build it upwards. So starting with if you will, the lowest common denominator in a society, which would be the individual. the individual morals. This is more what conservatism tends to strive for. And it's true that in violent and evil societies, such as fascist societies, communist societies, Islamic tyrannies, those types of societies, the individual has to be preoccupied with battling all those outside forces. But everywhere else, where you don't have those tyrannical types of governments, as in a free and fundamentally decent country like America, fundamentally decent and free, not without its flaws, but fundamentally decent and free, the greatest battle of the individual must be with the inner forces. This is with his or her own moral failings. So what I think conservatism pushes, what common sense pushes, is that we strive to be better individuals. And by being better individuals, we become a better society. And so the left now, on the other hand, believes that the way to better society is almost always through battling with society's moral failings. Thus, in America, the left concentrates its efforts on combating sexism, combating racism, combating intolerance, xenophobia, homophobia, transphobia, Islamophobia, and many of the other evils that the left believes permeate our society. That's what the left concentrates on. But one important consequence of this left-right distinction is that those on the left are far more preoccupied with politics than those on the right. Since the left is so much more interested in fixing society rather than the individual, politics inevitably becomes the vehicle for that social improvement. You get that? You follow that? Politics becomes the way to improve our country because this is how you change society, through politics. Because they're focused on the society and the country rather than on the individual. That's why whenever the term activist comes up, we see that. Doesn't your head always run to how many rightist activists do you find? Not many. The activism seems to be on the left. Why is that? Because they're preoccupied with the politics. We almost always assume that the term activist applies to people on the left. And another consequence of this left-right difference is that since conservatives believe that society is changed one person at a time, they accept that change needs to happen gradually. It doesn't happen overnight. You can't have a magic revolution, or America must eat this magic mushroom to become a better society. No, it happens on an individual level. We individuals work on our personal characters, the way we deal with our wives or husbands, the way we deal with our children, to the way we deal with our local authorities, to the way we then deal with our national authorities, and so on. So the right tends to believe that society is changed one person at a time. Martin Luther King even said that we should be judged not by the color of our skin, but by the quality of our character. That's an individual thing. Now, we find out Martin Luther King wasn't a sterling, squeaky white individual. We know he had his flaws too. But here's the thing, is that we're not saying to be conservative or to be common sensed, and you focus on individual morality means that you are a perfect moral paragon of virtue. Not saying that. We're saying that the strive, the effort is put into bettering self. If we recognize character flaws, do we continue on in those character flaws while trying to change society? Or do we work on self? Self needs to be the thing that we focus on. James said, I love how Brad Stagg says the smallest minority is the individual. And if you don't support individual rights, you don't support the minority. Bam! Spot on. And and there's only 2 chromosomes. That's science. So moving on from this. Now, this gradual individual change, gradual individual betterment and improvement of character, that's not fast enough for the left, which is almost always focused on social revolution. A perfect example of this is found in a statement that was made by then presidential candidate in 2008, Barack Obama, just days before his first election in 2008. And to a rapturous audience, what did he say? He declared, "We are just 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America." That's what Obama said. We're 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America. So here's the problem. Conservatives not only have no interest in fundamentally transforming the United States of America, they're strongly opposed to transforming fundamentally the United States of America. Conservatives understand that fundamentally transforming any society that isn't fundamentally bad or evil, not to mention transforming one of the most decent societies in world history, the United States of America, can only make that society worse. And whether you agree with this or not, America, for all its flaws in its founding, its flaws in slavery, its flaws in stealing the territory belonging to the Native American, all of the flaws that we can look back in history, these are all things that we have worked to improve. And how do you improve that? You improve that by the individual character of people. It starts at the bottom and works its way up. And conservatives, I believe, conservatives believe that America can be improved, but that it should not be transformed, let alone fundamentally transformed. There's a difference between improving and growing and making better than fundamental transformation. So the founders of the United States recognized the transformation that every generation must work on is the moral transformation of each citizen, even though many of those founders had their own moral problems and flaws to work through. Thus, character development was at the core of both child rearing and of young people's education from elementary school through college or any kind of level of higher learning. I think in the olden days, if you had kids that would go up to a college or a university level, was very rare. And so the founders believed that we have to work on moral transformation through education. And John Adams, the second president of the United States, said, "Our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other." Think about the power of those words for a second. A moral and religious people. He didn't say Christian. He didn't say Jewish. He didn't say Islamic. He said a moral and religious people. And that it's wholly inadequate if the government, to the government of any other kind of a society. Benjamin Franklin, who we know was a famous womanizer, a philanderist. Those are two different things that start the same way. We know he had his dalliances and he liked the women. That was his thing. Did he have moral character flaws? Yeah. Was he an immoral man? No. But he had his character flaws that he had to work on. In the words of Benjamin Franklin, he said, "Only a virtuous people are capable of freedom. Only a virtuous people are. Hey, Steph, this isn't political talk. This is talk about character building. This is talk about morality. Well, this isn't all we're going to spend our time on today. I just thought this was important. This isn't politics. Steph, this is not politics. This is about character. And so only a virtuous people are capable of freedom. Yeah, we're going to talk about some fun stuff too, Steph. Don't worry. We're going to get there. As soon as Rainy comes in, we'll talk about some fun stuff. So let's move on. I just want to finish this little piece. This is just a little piece I wanted to do this morning, and I want you to think about this stuff. So why is our freedom? Why is it only capable by? Why is virtue only capable by? Only a virtuous people that are capable of freedom, of making freedom, of using freedom properly. Why? Because freedom requires self-control. The freer the society, the more self-control is necessary. If the majority of people don't control themselves, the state, meaning an ever more powerful government, will have to control them. And this is where I see this not so much as politics. Maybe the right and left stuff was a little politic in there. It's the way I view philosophies. So this is a philosophy of how we live. How can we have puppy dogs and butterflies and morning coffee if our society is not a moral society? If we don't focus on individual freedom. From the founding of the United States to the 1960s, schools and parents concentrated on character education. Do you educate your kids character-wise as parents at home? But with the ascent of left-wing ideas and ideals, character education has all but disappeared from American schools. Instead, children are taught not to focus on their own flaws and improving themselves, but on focusing on national flaws. So social issues have replaced higher education, have replaced character education. An example is found in a new K-12 science curriculum called the Next Generation of Science Standards, in which children will be taught, starting in kindergarten, about global warming. By the time they reach college level, they'll be taught about the need to fight economic inequality, white privilege, and the alleged rape culture on campuses. This is the new science curriculum. Ironically, if there's really a rape culture that permeates college campuses, the only reason would have to be that there was so little character education in our schools, or for that matter, at home by mom and dad. So fathers and mothers and religion historically are the primary conveyors of self-control in an individual child. And they're non-existent in the lives of millions of American children. And we're now producing vast number of Americans today who are passionate about fixing America while doing next to nothing at all about fixing their own character. The problem, however, is that you can't make society better without first making its people better. So there you go. That's all I have to say about that. If you interpret that as politics, you would be flat wrong. That's not politics. That's about teaching character. And that's good Sunday morning talk. Let's get to the Sunday morning talk. All of you, what do you do to instill character? What do you do to throw some stuff up in the chat room? What do you do to improve your own character? Tell me, what are some of the things you do to improve yourself? Go ahead. We're all open here. We're all just talking around our Sunday morning coffee or our Diet Pepsis. What are the character flaws you have that you work on? I can tell you some of mine. Maybe it'll give you a hint. Character flaws. Let's see. What are my flaws in character? I tend to be a procrastinator. I can put things off sometimes. And I like to make sure, and I have to work on that all the time. And where I don't recognize it, I got somebody I'm married to who will point it out to me all the time, pointing out my character flaws. And so that's a character flaw of mine. I procrastinate. I put things off. Sometimes I like to play and be lazy more than I like to work. And that's a character flaw. Now, does it permeate my entire life? No. But it hits me sometimes like, oh, I should have done that thing instead of doing that thing. So Lucky Stone says, you are society. The way to make societies better is starting within your own life. Damn straight. That's right, Susie Q. This is the day that we get gratitude for being mothers we are. Oops, I clicked on the wrong one, but you're right. You get gratitude for that. And so how as a mother, Susie Q, do you instill character in your kids? How did you instill character in your kids? I'm curious to see that. What do you do? What have you done? What do you consider doing that? So not mothers. So this is the day that we get gratitude for being mothers we are, not Mother's Day discussion, sir. I'm not sure what you meant. I'm not going to, everybody's focusing on talking about Mother's Day. I'm folding Mother's Day into building character in our kids because that's what moms do. Matt Finn says, I tend to overlook the now and sweat the small stuff too much. But I've been working on that for the last couple of years. Yeah, there you go. That's what some of us do. We sweat the small stuff too much. I tend to do that. The big things I can usually deal with. The fact that we have to move by the end of August, and now we're stuck finding a place before we're able to build our house, which we were hoping to start this summer. Probably won't happen this summer. But I sweat the small stuff. It's the little things. It's the dirt built up, the dirt and grime built up in the runner on the floorboard of the sliding glass door to the patio. I opened that up this morning and I looked down, a half-inch thick of dirt. It's like, that's got to be hosed out of there. If you can't hose it out, how do you get it out? Because it's all down in the recesses. So you got to close the door up, but how do you hose it out when the door's closed? Door's got to be open. So you got to find ways to get that all out of there. Audrey, welcome to the show. She says, I try to be a better person than I was the day before. I try to be kind to everyone. Yeah, there you go. I try to be a better person than I was the day before. I try to be kind to everyone, even if it's difficult. So we talked about kindness earlier this week on the show. We're kind people. Work on being a kind person. Boom. So Lucky Stone says, I walk trails and pick up the trash. I find. Went shop. I move stuff to help the workers. I actually put back stuff that's in the wrong place. My wife drives me crazy with mind changes. Yeah, mind charges or changes. Changes. I do the same thing. Alan Stiles says depopulation because of too much carbon causing global warming. I remember learning about photosynthesis in the 5th grade. Plants breathe in carbon and exhale oxygen. Plant more trees. Boom. You don't need political activism. You need to plant more trees. There it is. More green stuff. So these are the things we do to build character in our kids. We teach them these things. So I do the same thing. I think I talked about when we were down in Lake Charles, we noticed even more than we notice here. It just seemed more prevalent, and I don't know why. Maybe that's because of the character of the city itself. Maybe there's a self-respect issue. I know we said when you get into a city and it's dirty and grimy, that's usually because there's a lack of civic respect. But something I noticed was going anywhere we went to shop, Walmart, the supermarket, the drugstore, wherever we went, parking lots were full of shopping carts. Now, happens up here too. My son, Sam, got to the point where we would get out of the car and he would gather up shopping carts on our walk to the door and bring them in. One time he had 13 shopping carts just in the short walk from halfway down one aisle of the parking lot to the door at Walmart. And it pissed him off because he said, you know what that does? First of all, it's a lazy person who can't walk 15 feet over to the cart corral and put their shopping cart in the corral. And it's also what it does is it leaves somebody else either running into a cart as they're pulling into a slot or taking up slots because there's a shopping cart in it. And so my son went ahead and I did the same thing. I would go by and I would grab a cart and I'd push it into the cart corral if it was on the way. Just like Lucky said, he picks up trash when he's walking. And let's see. Well, people are lazy, says Field Guy. Hell, that was a job I had for 3 years. All I did was bring in carts in. Yeah, people are lazy. Folks, I challenge you, and I'm not being legalistic on this. You're not a morally inept person if you don't bring your shopping cart in. But I think a sign of somebody who has character and integrity, a sign of it is how you maybe do that, how you treat that. For the next guy, maybe that's a sign of kindness or consideration. Our kindness and consideration, or the lack of those things, revealing lacks of character or lacks of personal strength. And so maybe it's not that grandiose. Maybe it's just, I left my shopping cart. I don't think I've ever left a shopping cart, mostly because it's not like patting myself on the back. Hey, be like me. No, it's just I felt it was kind of wrong, stupid, or lazy to leave my shopping cart where somebody else had to pull it out of the way. Or it's blocking somebody's ability to park in that slot. Yeah, Lucky Stone, me too. Just drives me nuts. I've been placing the cart in the corral lately just to get steps in. There you go. So there you go. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about with character. Do you work on your personal character? Do you identify your own character flaws? A lot of the stuff we talk about on the show during the week has to do with the stuff that we look at and consider, because they are things that we all have the most trouble with on a working on character flaws type of an issue. So that's why we talked about kindness for 3 days. You would think kindness, all you'd have to say is, hey, everyone, be kind. Do you remember ever renting from Blockbuster, if you're old enough like me, and you used to rent VHS tapes before there were CD-ROM or CDs, DVDs? You'd go rent VHS tapes from Blockbuster. What was the little label that you found on every one of those tapes? Anybody know? Can you state it? Remember the little label they would put on those? 2 words, 3 words. Anybody got that one? Do you remember? If you're old, like me? That little sticker said, be kind, rewind. Meaning, please rewind the tape. There it is. Field Guy got it. Please be kind, rewind. Now that's 5 words. Maybe some of them had the 5-word one. Ours always had the ones where we rented just said, be kind, rewind. And it's a little act of kindness. Now, does not rewinding your VHS tape meaning you're crumbling society at its seams? No. All it means is that you're expressing, what do we say all the time? It's the little acts of kindness that make our society work. So is rewinding a tape kind? Are you being kind to the next person? It's like I always tell my kids. A big thing in our house is finding the remote for the television set. We've got 4 of them, I think, that all do the same thing. Sometimes Raini and I will sit down and we want to watch something after dinner, and we're like, where's the remote, guys? Where's any one of the 4 remotes? And I've told my kids over and 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 over again over the last several years, once you use that remote, when you're done, put it where the next person can find it. We even designated the little drawer in the coffee table in front of the sofa. Open that drawer, drop the remote in there. Where do we usually find the remote? Down in the cushions of the sofa, behind the bookshelf, on the hallway table going to the bathroom, and on the way to the bathroom. Stuff like that. So we see that stuff. That's where we find that stuff. So acts of kindness and courtesy. An act of kindness and courtesy in my family might be do the smallest thing possible. Pick up after yourself. Put the tuner where the next person, the remote, where the next person can find it. Do your part to help make the house run smooth. Why should mom and dad have to pick up your mess in the living room? Because to make you do it, we might have to wait 6 hours till you're back from school. We just want it picked up, so we end up doing it. So there you go. So, hey, Morgan Snow, good to see you. Glad you're here today. And I live alone, says Scott Allen, so things are always where they're supposed to be. That's the one benefit of living alone, is your stuff's where you want it to be. Even if it's disorganized, it's your disorganization. It's where you want it to be. So there you go. Be kind, rewind. So that's all I'm talking about. And you know what mothers' biggest jobs are? The mothers in our society? It's teaching this stuff to our kids. All this talk that some may have interpreted as political, this all came off of talking about how mothers are the ones doing the job. They're the ones that spend the most time with the kids, the ones that are more nurturing. Now, of course, in our society, we've tried to undo that in order to justify, well, we can meld the sexes. So we've tried to undo, well, dads can be good nurturers too. Sure, they can. But who does it more naturally? Better. Mothers, women. You know why? We're made differently. We're wired differently. We do different kinds of things. Now, we can learn to take on the other role. Wife can learn to be, and maybe is even better breadwinner than the husband might be. But that's not the generalization. That's not the way we're normally wired. Moms are better moms. Dads are better dads. Doing dad stuff. Now, does that mean there aren't other societies? No, other societies have that as well. Societies that are much simpler than American society are like that. So, Morgan Snow says, thank you. No, so happy. What did I miss? Oh, sorry about your mom. Yeah. Good morning, Morgan. So happy Mother's Day. Not so happy, she says. So, yeah, I hope you're doing okay, Morgan. I know that's tough. That's a tough thing to go through. And I'm sorry you're going through that. I'm going to have to go through that one of these days if I die before my mom. My mom's 78 years old. So, Rainey's mom is younger than me. So, Rainey being 20 years younger than me, her mom is 4 years younger than I am. So, my mother-in-law was born 4 years after me. So, Rainey, you coming in? Oh, she's helping Ellie make her Mother's Day breakfast. So, because I'm just kind of stalling here waiting for you. But we'll be okay, folks. Ellie was dying to make Mom pancakes for breakfast. And then I had to go move furniture because the guy needed it. He was going kayaking with his daughter. He's a single dad. He has a young teen daughter, a tween daughter. And he's taking her kayaking this morning. And he said, we can do it either now or do it after like 5 o'clock tonight. I said, let's do it now. Because I saw him outside this morning. So we went and did it. Instead of making pancakes and waffles. Susie Q says, my mom is not right in the head. She doesn't even know I exist. I'm sorry. Do you mean literally, Susie Q, or she just treats you like you don't exist? That's even worse. So, so what all is going with everybody today? What are you going to be doing today, folks? What's up today? I know some of you are in pain and grieving. I know Morgan, for the loss of your mom. So Mother's Day's got to be exceptionally hard, not just because of the loss, but because of the very recent raw wound loss. And we're so sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. you have to go through that. Grieving are for those left behind. So we sorrow not as those who have no hope. Remeldian's relaxing today. There's no foot and mouth. Susie, sometimes we can't all remember everything that's going on in everybody's lives. We meet here in this chat room. There's a few of us that connect on different levels. Like, I've gone out to eat twice with Doug, and Doug's come and sat in the camper and had beers with us. He's made the drive down, the hour-and-a-half drive down when we were in the makeshift life in Louisiana. So I got to see Doug, and we got to spend some time. But you know what? I have never met Matt Finn face-to-face other than in video here. So Matt Finn and I were friends, but we don't get to cross our paths. We don't get to see each other face-to-face, to shake hands, throw a hug around each other, to help lift something, or sit back and throw back a couple of beers. So many of us know each other, but we just don't know each other on that personal level. So sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget all the details because we have so much in life that goes on. So, yeah, Field Guy was a 3-hour drive away. I have other friends down in New Orleans too. Field Guy. I wanted to go see somebody that's a writer. She has several books out. My agent represents her, and she lives down in New Orleans. We were going to try while I was down there to get together. So, you met Steph, Scott Allen? You guys live close to each other? Or did you just make a point, or we're in the same place at the same time? That's pretty cool. So, our day will come, Captain. I'll buy the beers. Damn straight, our day will come, brother. It'll happen. And maybe we'll get a trip to Egypt together that we can all go on. We'll find out. So that's a year down the road at least, though, at minimum. So let's see. You've met no one in here yet, Field Guy. Well, Field Guy, you got to leave your room. You got to get out sometimes. And I'm giving you shit now. That's all. We met at JV's Scaricon. Yeah. I remember those. He's not doing them right now. I don't think. Matt Finn, Egypt or Israel? It's a hard call for me. I'd do Israel in a heartbeat. I'm not going to tell you. Maybe we can get something like that put together too. So I think that would be phenomenal. A trip to Israel. Imagine a trip to Israel and we bring along a scholar that can walk us through places. I don't like going on organized tours. Like, come with our church or come over to Israel and get an organized tour guide or something. I like to set up a trip like that and bring our own tour guide with us that can come and talk us through places and points. And we're going to go see this and this and this and this and this. And when we had, I don't think I have it sitting here, but when we were doing Intrepid Magazine and we took the trip to Egypt, we did an itinerary that showed 14 days what we're going to be doing. And each page represented a day, all the different things and places we were going to go. And we had all of those people here. Poor Raini, says Susie Q. What happened to Raini? Thinking a bunch. Poor Raini. Happy Mother's Day. I'm not sure what you mean, Susie Q. What happened to Raini today? Something I miss? Is she in the chat room and I missed her? She's cooking with Ellery right now. They're making pancakes. So Steph says Scott A is a nice guy. Outstanding. He seems like a nice guy. You seem like a nice girl. So let's see. History is amazing. I'm in 100%. Absolutely. I would love to go see places. Doug says I'd never go to Israel because the earth would quake and somehow I'd be on a wooden stake. Why, Doug? Do Israelites and Jews hate you? What did you do? So I would love to go to Israel. I've wanted to go to Israel for a very long time. Since I was a kid, I wanted to go to Israel. So, you hear lots of yelling out there. Somebody's eating too much syrup, I think, on their pancakes. So, what else is going on with everybody? Anybody have morning sex today? I didn't. Guess who had pancakes and morning sex? Not this guy. So, how about you? Audrey says, I met Scotty one night in a dark parking lot where he was selling popcorn out of the back of a van. Just saying. And Audrey bought some popcorn. The caramely stuff, I think. So, let's see. Of course, I suppose we'd have syrup in bed. No, they're not doing it in bed. She didn't make her breakfast in bed. Rainey's like, don't you dare wake me up and make me breakfast. So, no such thing as too much syrup, says Field Guy. Yeah, you like to drown your pancakes in syrup. I only put a little bit on. You know what I like with my pancakes? I like to pancakes. I put some butter on them and a little tiny bit of syrup, just a little tiny bit. But then I like to cook eggs sunny side up with the yolk and slap an egg on each one of those pancakes. Now you can't have 10 pancakes and 10 eggs. You know, you can't do that. Well, maybe you could. I usually do 2 or 3 pancakes with an egg on each one. I like that. And then I break the yolk. The yolk mixes with the butter and the syrup. Oh, it's nice. You got pancake and eggs. That's the way I like my pancakes and eggs. Would love to go to Egypt, says Rameldian, and Israel. Have many past lives there. That's cool. That's maybe you'll run into them there. Think about that. I've had my own experiences in Egypt, as you all know. Doug Stack says, I drown my sorrow in syrup. Peanut butter and syrup. See, Morgan Snow, you like that. Now, my son Sam did that. I've never done that in my life. My son Sam, when we were down in Louisiana, I saw him spreading peanut butter. I was making pancakes and he spread peanut butter on them. I thought, oh, that might be good. Then I saw him pour syrup over the peanut butter and I was like, ew. Now, for me, personal preference, Morgan, I tried it. And I wasn't big on the mixing of the peanut butter and maple taste. It just didn't work for me. Now, maybe like a boysenberry or a raspberry syrup, like peanut butter and jelly, you could have that. I know there's people who eat peanut butter and mayonnaise on sandwiches. Now, I've tried that, and it's okay. Doesn't bother me. Audrey's got to run for a few. I'll be back. Trying to get ready so I can drive out to hang with my parents. Cool. Stuff like strawberries, chocolate, and sex with my pancakes. Would that be like pigs in a blanket? Sausage wrapped up in a pancake? Is that what? I'm just musing. Just wondering. Let's see. Scotty, my A1C is 5.2. Doug Stack, that is phenomenal. I got to get mine tested here pretty soon. I'm predicting I'm between a 7 and a 9. I could be on that high side of normal, is what I'm thinking. And they keep lowering the normal. It used to be 9, and then it was 8, and now it's 7. We really want you at 7. So I don't think I've been at 7 for 15 years. So, but I have been up. The last A1C I had done, I was at 11. So I had shot way up there. And I thought it was because I had run out of meds for a week and didn't take them and was lax and wasn't paying attention and so on. I'm curious as to what my blood sugar is right now. Let's see what my blood sugar is. Now, I haven't taken meds today, but nor have I eaten yet today. Just curious to see where we're at. Look, I got my blood kit right here. Let's see what we got going. Just for fun, for scintillating live YouTube broadcasting on a Sunday morning. Let's take my my strip of blood power and insert it into the device. All right. It's at a weird angle. There we go. Beep. All right. And let's do the little pokey of the finger. I have thick calluses on my fingertips. This is from when I was playing guitar. I developed thick calluses on there. I could do it on my right hand, but I fumble around with my left. So I always poke the finger here. Bink. Look, blood. Let's run that blood into the thing, and let's see where we end up. Oof, my blood sugar's high. See? Now, this used to be a normal high for me. I'm high today because actually we went out to eat last night. The kids all wanted to go to Chinese buffet, so I took them. I almost got sick to my stomach with it. I don't think I can eat that stuff anymore. But my blood sugar right now is at, where'd it go? It went away. 199. Might as well just say 200. It should be between 70 and 110. So I'm very high in my blood sugar this morning. I'm not feeling it because my doc said you probably don't feel that. I would get lows. My lows would be around 70, the low side of normal. He said it feels really low to you because you're used to your blood sugar being, around 150 to 200. So I'm 199 this morning. I've been between 70 and 110 all week. And I think it's because we went out to eat last night and I forgot to take a shot before I ate. So my blood sugar's up a little. It's a little elevated this morning and from yesterday. And but last night after I ate, I could tell because I hadn't taken a shot ahead of time. I was out of it. I was just like ready to lay down, go to sleep. And I got almost sick to my stomach. So something with what I ate last night. So, and I was dragging the last few hours of the day last night. So let's see. I think when I took mine once, it was like 220 and I hadn't even eaten anything the previous day. This was last year. Yeah. Sometimes your insulin production is just broken, and which mine is. So I've been the last few weeks really hovering right in that normal range. I'm doing all right. This morning, I'm a little high. So use monk fruit sugar field. There you go. Thanks, Durwood. Monk fruit sugar. That's pretty good. Hey, Elderberry. Good to see you. Glad you're here. You had problems getting into the chat today? That's weird. I wonder why. I'm glad you're here. Glad you made it. So we hopefully will drag Raini in here at some point before she leaves today, when she's done having pancakes with the 6-year-old. So you know what gripes me too? I ordered a present for my wife. It was nice. Not costly, not super expensive, but a nice present. And it was supposed to be here 3-4 days ago.
You ordered what for me?
A present.
The vape pen? Because you smoked my birthday vape pen?
Nope, not your vape pen. You didn't want to smoke it, so I smoked it.
Well, I said don't smoke it all. I said I'm going to try it when I'm not having to
That's
worry
why
about
I ordered you a new one. But that wasn't your Mother's Day gift.
Uh-huh.
So I ordered you something. It was jewelry.
You see jewelry?
Well, I can go get my money back real quick.
You see jewelry on this lady?
No, that's why I ordered you jewelry. So it was nice. It was something that had a lot of meaning to it, I thought. So. And the kids liked it, so we got it. But it never showed up. It was supposed to be here 2 days before Mother's Day.
I don't think you ever ordered it.
I think I did, because I remember I had to pay shipping, an extra $10 to have it shipped. And it said, thank you for your order with my shipping, but it's not showing up on my card.
You ordered it on Amazon?
No, it wasn't Amazon. So it was an independent thing. Probably like an Etsy thing. So, like Raini does with some of her stuff. So,
yeah.
So how do you feel for Mom's Day?
I'm tired and my body aches.
Your butt feels good.
That's great.
I think you feel great for Mother's Day.
I didn't feel like moving furniture at
8 o'clock this morning.
That's why I didn't bring you outside to move it. I didn't want you to have to do that.
Uh-huh.
He and I had it. We're men.
You brought it out to the back porch, but we had to get our furniture out and that furniture in.
And we got it out. And I rolled it down to the corner. So
I still ended up having to.
You helped a little bit get it through the kitchen and stuff. She helped.
A lot.
That's true. Oh, a lot. If I did the amount of helping she did, I would have been told I didn't do very much. So,
Why we just ate my
male,
breakfast.
female English. So,
I'll be out in a minute.
my daughter got me a teapot that I wanted for a long time. That's very cool.
Yep. Okay, let's go finish my breakfast yet.
Can Mom join me for a little bit?
Nope.
Shut up, Dad, I get. There you go. There's the instilling of character. I was joking. We can let them get away with it sometimes when they're joking around. So, I'm like Steph. I told Rainey I've got Mother's Day pancakes and sex for her. So, happy Mother's Day, Mama-san in the interwebs. There you go. Says Durwood. Happy Mama Day, younger than me, Mama, says Doug Stack. And what else we got going on here? Hey, happy Mother's Day, Rainey. Matt Finn says happy Mother's Day, Rainey. Kids are exhausting. I know her pain. Yeah, we do. We know her pain. Rainey gets to go to Alaska in about 6 weeks or so. Maybe it's 2 months. About 2 months from now. July. She's going to go visit her sister in Alaska for 10 days, which she went up last year for about a week and had a great time. And so this will be her little break, hopefully a little reward for spending 3 months home alone with the kids and having them drive her nuts. So that'll be good. So I'll be with the kids for 10 days. I think we'll have fun and have a great time knowing that Rainey is going to be able to get away. I hope to still this summer be able to take, a good portion of a week and head out to the Custer battlefield out west of here with Rainey and the kids. And my daughters wanted to come up from North Carolina and join us. And my son Sam, of course, too. So hopefully it'd be kind of fun to make a big family trip out of it, I think. So drive from here 4 hours west, straight west of here, you hit the Dakotas. And so we'd be driving through the Dakotas and into the Black Hills, the Pahasapa, and then across into the Wyoming, where, of course, down in the southeast corner of Wyoming is where you have the Greasy Grass. The Battle of the Little Bighorn took place there. And, of course, see some things along the way. See some of the forts and things that are still out there from that era. So, Robert V., welcome. Says happy Sunday morning. Happy Mother's Day. Everyone, favor to you all. Robert V's in North Dakota. Fantastic. So you'd be kind of on our way. Of course, in Minnesota, what we do is we go from Wisconsin over here. We drive over across the border into Minnesota. It's going to look backwards to you guys because I'm doing it backwards. Over into Minnesota. We cross straight line across Minnesota and we hit the Dakotas, Fargo, Moorhead area. And then we're in the Dakotas. And we drive straight west from there. It's funny. I didn't think of it as being this far away because of the lay of the land. Dakotas, Wyoming is right over here to our left. And because 2 summers ago, I went out for my daughter's wedding in North Carolina. We drove down and we drove back with the kids, Rainey and I, and the kids. And we had fun doing it. We stopped at places along the way. We saw things, which is how I like to travel. I don't like to get in the car and go, bang, we got to be there in 19 hours. Let's go. It was like stop along the way. And we had the Tesla at that time. So we had to, no, that wasn't the Tesla trip. That was the Texas trip. And we had to stop every 2 hours with the Tesla and gas it up or power it up, 2.5 hours or so. No, this was we rented a car and went down. And rather than take our cars, you're always afraid your car's going to break down on the way. So, because we have older vehicles, not old decrepit vehicles, just older vehicles. And so we just rented a nice car and went out. And we had a good time. Now, it's funny, though. The distance from here, take Minneapolis, Minnesota, go out to Charlotte, North Carolina, that area, 950 miles. Now, I just found out that then going from Minneapolis to the Custer battlefield, 950 miles the other direction. So it's just as long. And it's a straight line across the Dakotas. You know, we went through the Appalachia, we went through all the twisty, turny hills and mountains of the Blue Ridge Mountains and so on. And that was beautiful down there. Yeah, you rent for fear of breaking down. So the last thing I'd want is to be on a family vacation and have the car break down. Oh, but it's such wonderful memory building. Hey, Dad, remember that time 30 years ago when we took that trip and the car broke down and we had such a great time? Well, at the time it happens, you don't. 30 years from now, by the way, I'll be 90. Should I live so long? So I remember I projected 104. I'll live to 104. Rainy will be 84 when I kick the bucket. So there you go. Durwood says, I'll head out so Steph can come back. Have a great. What does Steph not like Durwood? Does Durwood not like Steph? Is there something going on in our own little living room here, our family room, our chat room? I don't know about. Sorry if there's a problem there. I don't mean to mock it for anyone. So Durwood, nice to have you in here. Good to see you. Let's see. Hope you two can have some cohabitation sometime. Him and Steph? So, is there something I'm missing? Is Durwood like attached to Steph and they have to share the same computer? Were they once attached? Are they like divorced? Did they have a bad go around? Do they just not like each other? Okay, I don't think it's a problem, says Mad Finn. I'm just speculating for fun. That's all. I don't know for sure. Here, I got to check something. Is somebody messaging me? Oh, yeah. You know what I get? I get people messaging me all the time, sending me videos and stuff all the time. It's like, I got to tell you, folks, maybe this is not a confession because I think I've said it before. You send me videos, I rarely watch them. In private message, I mean. I don't have time. There are some people, a few people I'll watch videos. Or if I think the headliner is good enough. Many people send me videos and they don't even tell me what the video is about. And I don't even, it's just a video link and a message. And I'm like, I don't have time for that. I got too many other things to do. So don't send me videos unless you tell me what it's about and why I should be watching it. And here, this is really good because don't just go, thought you'd like this. And there's a link. And I'm like, I don't have time. If I watched every video that people sent me that way, I'd be watching 30 videos a day. So there you go. Steph is bad. What did Steph do now? Steph, you so bad, it says. Says Elderberry. What did Steph do? I don't see any messages from her. She shows up in green, and I don't see any green from her. I see Doug Stack, Morgan. They're in green. That's because they're members of this channel. Susie Q's blue. Matt Finn's blue. They're my some moderators. They show up in blue. So, by the way, if you want to be a member of this channel, click on the join button and you'll get, hey, I'm going to show you something. Let me share my screen with you. Let's see. Do I have anything up that I don't want people to see? That's always, you always got to be careful of that. All right, here we go. I'm going to share my screen with you. Share screen. Boom. This one. Now you're going to see what I see on my screen. All right. You can see here, it just goes on forever and ever and ever and ever. But let's get out of that. I'm going to go over here. Let's go to YouTube. And let's see. We'll go to my channel. There's my channel. All right. And if I go into this broadcast, I'm going to turn the sound off. Otherwise, you're going to get feedback. There. That's what that looks like. There's my broadcast. And now down here, look where it is on my screen. Maybe it's in a different place, but down here, join button. Watch what happens. I can turn on the join. And here, hold on. If I shut that off and I turn the sound back on. Maybe it's in a different place, but down here, join button. Watch what happens. It's still playing. I can turn on the join. And here, so let me turn the sound off. So you hit the join, and here's what you're going to get. It's going to say join this channel for $1.99 a month. That's the Intrepid membership. Or you can click here. The Intrep Hardcore exclusive, $4.99 a month. Or the Intrep Extreme Heads, $14.99 a month. You can click join on those. You hit join like that, and it's going to bring up another window that tells you how much. It's got my MasterCard in there. You only see the last 4 of my digits, so I don't care if you see that. And you hit buy, and it'll buy. Or you have to put in your information. So there you go. That's all there is to it. Now, let's look at something here, because we haven't gone over this for a long time. If I hit join, here's what you get. The Intrepid membership. $1.99 a month. Recurring payment. Cancel anytime. Creator may update perks. Loyalty badges next to your name. This is what you see in the chat room. Exclusive members only videos is what you're welcome to see. And there's more about the perks. This perk is cool because it's a lot like private video newsletter to my private members. That doesn't happen often. Every time we've tried that, it doesn't work and people can't seem to get in. So we always open it up to everybody. I just say the $2 a month is just $2 a month. It's mostly you're just supporting the show. The hardcore exclusive, $4.99 a month. You get access to perks from the previous level, plus private exclusive members only live streams and discounted merchandise. We haven't done that yet. I'm going to set that up. By the way, coming up, we'll for any new merchandise coming out, we'll set that up. The extreme gets you all the things from the other two, plus behind the scenes videos, exclusive members only videos, members only newsletter, and discounted merchandise on Son of a Patriot. So that's what you get. Now, some of that stuff, admittedly, we have not been able to do yet, mostly because of I'm going to stop my screen share, mostly because of the sojourn down in Louisiana took place just shortly after we started doing this. So that'll be coming this summer. Doug Stack says, I'm medium. I can't afford the big money. That's okay. If you can't afford anything, you don't have to. You will never lose access to the show. The show is free for everybody. The $2 just says, hey, I got $2 a month I can help support. And so on and so on. So I thank you all for doing that. That's what that is. Every time I talk about that, that's right below the window on the YouTube channel. So let's see. See my stomach. My stomach still hurts. It's from last night. It's like right in here. You know that part of you. It's right below my rib cage is here. My sternum to my rib cage. Bang. Right in there. It's just like, man, that's killing me. So I'm standing up now. So we may not get Raini back. I have no idea. Raini, did you want to come back? For a minute, she can come back. For a minute. Hey, Ellery, she might be your mom, but she's my wife. She's going to come back and join me for a minute. Thank you, Matt Finn. That's very true. It's very much appreciated at any level of membership. And all it does is just helps keep this stuff alive. And so Ellery's shutting the door. She's going to try to block Mom from coming back here. But Mom will get through. Mom's coming in.
Not in a mood to be screwed with today.
Yeah, there. Mom's not in a mood to be screwed with today. So don't take her chair either.
Okay.
Okay. You can take mine because I'm standing. You can come and stand if you're only going to be here for a minute. If you want to just stand. So, there we go. There's Rainy.
There's me.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thanks.
So, she's beautiful and she is loving life today. Right, Mom? Oh, Mom's going to lick your face.
Ew.
Yeah, you.
Lick it.
Lick your face. So, what do you say to Mom on Happy Mother's Day?
I already did.
Did you?
Yeah,
Did you make her
said,
pancakes?
Eat this candy bar. She made
Eat
me
this.
pancakes and a candy bar.
Mom, it's Mother's Day. Here's your pancakes. Can I have a candy bar?
No, she gave me a candy bar.
And I ate a candy bar.
She ate a candy bar.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you have pancakes?
Yep.
No.
No pancakes?
She had a couple of bites of pancakes.
Why did I take
I used to tell my kid, I've known your mother longer, said Doug Stack. Yeah. You know, your mom and I made you.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh.
Not you, just her.
Yeah, duh.
Oh, just Mom.
Just
yeah.
Mom.
Yeah.
Spontaneous procreation.
Mhm.
Virginal birth. Not vaginal, virginal.
We got some floofy hair, kid.
Floofy hair all over the place. And she crawled in between us in bed last night. I kept rolling over and I had a little face in front of my face going. That was you. So, there's our beautiful family moment. It's only part of the family.
Yeah.
It tastes like syrup and chocolate.
You, syrup and chocolate.
Chocolate syrup, you.
Let's see. You taste like syrup and chocolate?
Yeah.
Blech. Don't unplug my cords down there.
Tastes like potty chocolate.
Tastes like dirty kid. So,
Quit
what
looking
do we got
at
here? I used to tell my kid I've known your mother longer. Takes two. Yeah, Susie Q.
Come on up.
Do you know where you came from?
Me.
You came from 4 minutes after I was gone in Egypt for a month. We made you in 4 minutes. So how about that? How many of you have made kids in 4 minutes? Or less?
Ew, gross.
Ew, gross.
Now shut up.
That's where Rainey came down after I'd been gone for a month and said, kids are watching TV, you got 8 minutes. And I said, oh, we can do this twice. So one of those times
Where's the cover?
is where she came
Just
from.
cover.
So
It won't stick.
is that better talk for you, Steph? Steph said she likes Mother's Day morning pancakes and sex. And said, is that anything like pigs in a blanket?
Gross.
Always a longing, never a quickie, said Morgan Snow. There you go. Well, it wasn't meant to be a quickie. It was just...
I took this.
No,
off
it was a
your
forced
shirt.
quickie because the kids were all upstairs and we had to seize the moment, as it were. Carpe sausage. What? No. No. There's no room for acrobatics here. You're going to fall through the computer. All right, folks. Well, guess what? It's 10:38. 10:28. It's been an hour and a half. I think we'll wrap this today because it's Mother's Day. We got things to do. I'm sure you've got things to do. Rainey is super talkative today, you can tell. And so we're going to go let her not be so talkative. We're using up too much of her talk time.
Yeah.
Are you in a good mood today?
I'm tired.
Yeah?
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, I could tell. So let's go sit on our new sofa
I had to go get ready to go.
I get this.
and you get ready for your hour and 16 minute to 2 hour drive.
I get to sit down for an hour and 16 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So bye, everybody. Say
Bye.
bye to Rainy.
Can you make Rowan come
Happy
with?
Mother's Day to the moms out there. No, Rowan
I
doesn't
spoke
wanna come with.
upliftingly of you.
Why can't you
Cool.
make her?
I'm not making her come with if she doesn't want to
Cool.
go.
All right.
She never wants to go. Just
I know.
make her come.
No, you and I are gonna have more fun. You're my favorite, anyways, aren't you?
you?
You're always hiding
What's
behind my
this?
ads.
That's a inhaler.
Can I use it?
No,
No, you can't. All right. I will, Matt Finn. You enjoy your day. I thought you were walking off, so I was going to
Yeah.
go for a couple more minutes. So we
I'll
can
walk
sign
off.
off all together right now.
Bye. Have a good day,
No,
guys.
you can stay here. You
I'm
can stay
walking.
here.
Out. I'm walking.
All
I'm
right.
moving.
All right.
I'm
Some children. Anybody want a child? Please don't do that. It's an electronic drill. All right, folks. There it is. That's our show today. Happy Mother's Day. Mom's not in a good mood today. I think you can tell. So I don't know what's up with that. We'll find out. So I think it's learning she has to drive all the way down to Jordan, Minnesota. It's got her offset right now. She's not happy about it. So you guys all have a wonderful day. Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking your time. Thanks for coming on in. I appreciate it. Remember, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for the real show, the actual live show, Intrepid Radio program. And where we'll hit, we won't be so, it's loosey-goosey on Sunday mornings. So we'll be a little more formal during the week. So I want to thank you all for coming in. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being part of our day. And we'll see you next time. If you only get here on Sundays, we'll see you next Sunday. If you get here during the week, we'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys. Live long and prosper. You have a good day. See you later.